Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Gridiron Enemy Combat Medic Loadout. We have it here. We have the stretcher that goes with it. Now this is a little bit different than the dock ones. I think the dock one actually comes with a little bit more. Comes with a belt, I know that. Then we'll be doing that one later on. Probably within the next couple of days, but today we're going to look at this. We're going to put it on a Cobra Trooper. We're going to see how it looks, how it matches, and how it actually works. So, we got everything in here. There's a helmet, and a little case, and there's little scissors, and this. All kinds of stuff. But anyway, this one does run $40. The dock one runs $50, so there obviously is something extra within the dock, but we're not going to do that. We'll talk about that when we get to that. So anyway, let's just get to this because nobody really wants to look at all of this. Right now, we want to see how that looks. But before we do, take a second. If you like this type of content, I've been giving you a lot of Gridiron stuff and a lot of third-party stuff. Take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a video like this. Now let's get to this. Okay, so first thing that you're going to notice is that I'm going to load up this guy here. This is a shield agent and not the Cobra Trooper. And the reason for that is, quickly looked at it and I have to remove the plate carrier because the gun gets in the way and I'm just not really in the mood to do that. If you want to know how to remove the plate carrier, at the end of this video, I will post a link to this guy where it shows you how to remove the plate carrier. When I eventually remove the plate carrier off of this guy and I load it up, I will post pictures on Instagram so you can see how it looks. Or if you have this. Now, before you guys are wondering, this is how the shield agent with the gas mask looks. The neck is kind of big. All right, you can get away with it. You would need some sticky tack because it's loose. Shield agent with the Cobra Trooper, the blues match pretty well. Just have to remove some of this, and this is what you would get. So it's up to you. You guys can do whatever you guys want. Again, Hasbro's not coming in to take away your toys, nor is Gridiron. So anyway, let's get into all of this. So the first thing that we're going to look at is we have a nice helmet here. It is different than what we saw with this guy back here. I believe they might use this for maybe a radio or helicopter pilot or different things like that. I'm not sure if they have that. If I said I was wrong, I'm wrong. But he's got the microphone. He's got the black visor around here. Some really nice detail. And remember, this is 3D printed. So if it doesn't fit on his head, what we're going to have to do is heat this up just in some hot water, and then it should go right over it. But all in all, this looks really nice. You got what is either a laser pointer, or I believe this would be a flashlight, to be 100% honest. So everything looks pretty sweet on that. And here we have the, I guess they're not technically binoculars, but there's some sort of nods that go into one. Even the detail right here looks really good. And same thing with the other one, is these things are just going to plug directly in like so. That makes me wonder, does this thing come off? Because it doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense to have that unless if that comes off. But I'm not going to pull that off. I'm just a little confused. But we'll get to that a little bit later. So that thing just kind of pulls up like that. I guess technically we could flip it around if need be. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of scroll through what's on the side here. Just trying to figure out how that's supposed to go. So they have it in the up position. Yeah, I don't understand, because technically if it's this way, I don't really know how you can see through that. Now the question is, will it work on this figure? And the answer is yes. So if you like this a little more, you can do some swapping out. It is all up to you. I'm just not really sure how that actually works going over the visor like that. Anyway, enough of that. So that would be I guess a semi-complaint of mine, unless if this is supposed to come off, and I don't think that it is. I'm not going to pry it, so put that over there. We have the backpack, which is used in the peg system. Here on the side, we're going to put the walkie-talkie. So Gridiron is known for these walkie-talkies. Just this little display here just pulls so much away from just being flat black. It actually looks like it's illuminated, and there we have the Gridiron. And it is a computer, so it does open up. And just so you know, I am shocked too. I knew that from looking at it. I wasn't even paying attention. So this is actually a computer. It pops off. A nice little screen with all the different vitals. You have your speakers here. You got your mouse pad. There's some nice detail in this. Unfortunately, you can't carry it. The handle is just printed on. No big deal. I'm not going to complain too much about that. You have a smoke grenade there. And this thing just pops right on like so. With the microphone, the walkie-talkie. So there you go. Looks real nice. Then we have the flare gun. Now this is supposed to be a mortar style flare. If you remember, Doc came with this. This is where it's actually from. So nice little handle. They put some detail into it, and then we have the actual flare. So this thing's going to pop right in here. And I like the fact it doesn't fall out. I have some stuff from Gridiron that it is molded to the proper size, so it just falls right out. I like this, that it has some tension on it. It looks good. And there's a peg right there. This thing is just going to plug right onto it. So we'll be able to carry this on his person also. We have some IV and blood bags. So here's one IV bag. Nice and clear, as you can see. You can see my hand through it. And then we have the blood bag. So this is exactly how it's actually going to go. And I love the attention to detail here, where it is a softer feeling plastic that I dropped, like always. Alright, but it doesn't just go throughout the whole thing. So the whole pack isn't just, blood red. They give you some sort of different feel and texture to it. And then we got a couple of little scissors that have wonderful detail. Again, this is the type of stuff that you do get from their 3D printing, and it is extremely nice. So there you go with that. And then we have the stretcher. And I know a lot of people are looking forward to this with Doc. This one does not collapse. It does have 4 legs here, so it's just nice and flat. It has elastic bands, so we can keep the figure in place, so you don't have to worry about them constantly falling off. You got your 4 handles, so they can carry it. And you have this piece here, right? So this opens up. You can put both the bags here. Then you close it, and then it stays where it's supposed to be. But they made it so this lifts up, locks into place, and then you take your IV bag and you kind of just pop that right in there, and now you have an arm or whatever you want to call for the IV bag. And you're just going to route this underneath his arm so it looks like it's actually going into it. No, there's not a needle putting in, that pushes into it. Someone I'm sure will complain about that. Now, let's go ahead and take our figure. Now, he definitely has no neck because of how this is designed, and you can see with this over here. So we're going to get rid of this. Let's see if the helmet's going to go on nice and easy. All right, so that helmet went on nice and smooth, and man, it looks sweet. That is a sweet looking helmet. I wish this was red because it would just pop a little more. You'd have some sort of popping. You could probably get one of the other troopers. I guess in all honesty, if you wanted to, you could use a Cobra officer and then just kind of slide. These guys do have different heads. So there is a Cobra officer that does have a red mask. Here's the gray mask. There's also the black mask. And a matter of fact, they do show it with the Cobra officer because he has a different pack. I mean, a different plate carrier where this is going to plug in just like this if you have a Cobra officer rather than a Cobra trooper. So I'm just going to put it on here, but then what we're going to do, so I would actually pull this down and just post this through like that. All right, but let's arm this guy up, see how he looks. All right. And I can pop this on here. It does force him to push forward only because he has the belt and this piece pushes forward. So this is supposed to just kind of push up against the body. But if you want a shield agent and you don't want to take the plate carrier off, you're using a trooper, you don't have a Cobra officer, this is, a substitute for it. And the blues match pretty darn well. So let me get this guy standing back up. And let's get a guy on the stretcher. See how it looks. Get an IV bag. But this is such a nice design. I mean, this is something... These things here are going to be perfect if you want to add on to your dock. And we'll see when we do the dock loadout. Again, it is a little bit different. All right. So we're going to take this bad boy here. He's been shot. All right. So we're going to throw him down here. And all you're going to do is pull a little elastic up. Probably not right around his throat like I have it. You can actually just move this. But you want to lock him down here. Of course, not have it too high so you guys can't see. So, doing a wonderful job. So this here, we're going to kind of push into place there. Take an IV bag. And then you're just going to wrap this underneath however you want. And you're going to use your imagination that it is an IV run in there. And these here would be very difficult to use because you don't have hands that are meant to hold these. So use your imagination when it comes to stuff like this. We can get him down here on one knee. Unfortunately, you can't put both bags up there. That would have been pretty cool, but I'm not going to complain too much. Honestly, someone may argue with me. I like the white. I think it really pulls out being a medic more than anything. So if you do have one of these and you have an extra head, that's the biggest problem. Is that obviously with this head here, you can't put the helmet on. But maybe you don't want to use that. Maybe you want to use this regular helmet here. But yeah, and the figure stays on perfectly fine. I have him a little bit, probably pushed over too much. But you guys get the idea. This pack is extremely nice. It is $40, so it is an expensive one. Now, we definitely want to see if we can get... God, their hands are so tight. You can definitely get your hands around it. I don't really think I'm going to sit here and fight with it. You can see how easily the hand does go around. So you can get both hands around. You're going to get 2 figures here. Then you're going to carry them. And then you can have your dock walking along. So there you go. There's not too much more to this. I thought this was a little bit bigger. I was going to take off the plate carrier. Again, I have these figures up here. I don't think there's a reason to. This guy here, I showed how to do it. And I will, at the end of this video, there will be a link to that one, which I think this is one of the best loadouts. This here is so good for your world building, for your storytelling. This is what hopefully other manufacturers, Hasbro, they make. They build upon this. But until then, Gridiron is doing a wonderful job of making it so you can do your own displays and everything. So there you go. All right, so there's your ultimate medic loadout from Gridiron. I do think this looks nice, and like I said, I like it with the shield agent. You'd have to probably remove, I guess you don't have to. I mean, hell, this can be anything. This could be Cobra's logo for their medic if that's what you actually wanted. I think the white really makes it pop. In general, these were really nice figures, and just the color scheme really doesn't match. It fits with so many good things, but I think the white really pops out and says, hey, this guy's a medic. We gotta leave him alone. They use lasers anyway in the cartoon. No one ever gets shot or dies. But everything comes off looking really nice. I love the computer, getting all their vital signs and everything. This is the only thing that I don't really get. All right, I am a little confused with that, but hey. I'd say it's a small price to pay, but you can use this for other helmets and stuff that they have. So, all right, I'm going to get out of here. Yes, you guys know the drill. Social media. We have a Punk with Toys on Instagram. There's 2 of them. Follow them both. Punks with Toys on Facebook group page. That group has been growing, and it started growing after I started mentioning it here again. So listen, if you're on Facebook, that's Roman. If you don't know who Roman is, you're not watching Monday Night Toy Ramblings every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is me rambling and going all over the place. But anyway, back to Punks with Toys. Facebook group has been growing since I started mentioning it again. No politics, no beefs, no crap. I'll boot you, if that's what you're going to do. We're not selling stuff. We don't sell stuff on it. It's just about toys, memes, obviously stuff that I drop, all that good stuff. And then finally, you're still here. Take a second, hit that like button, hit that bell notification, and hit that subscribe button so you're notified every time I drop one of these videos. I'm going to get out of here, and I mentioned before, right up here is going to be that other Gridiron loadout, which I think is really, really good. I'm really happy with that one. And down here will be the playlist of all the Gridiron stuff that I've done. All right, take care.